Hello. It's happening. So
Oh shit, we're live.
You know, our entrances have been.
We have been sitting like this for 45 minutes.
And then finally we're like, oh no!
Oh shit, it's gonna be like the opening photo too.
I know. Hi.
Okay.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome to part 2 of our 3-part Poderotica live series of Luke the Magician.
Yep. Sorry.
The excitement continued.
Yes.
Sorry, my microphone's a little faulty over here.
Part 2 of 3. Thanks to everyone who listened last week.
Yeah.
We had a blast.
We had some major love last week, so thank you guys for tuning in.
And if you didn't tune in and you watched after the fact, one of the things that I realized was really exciting is that if you're watching later and you comment, it like stills in context. So,
oh, right. It's still like in real time or whatever.
Which is awesome. And then if you're listening on the podcast, if you just shout things out loud.
I don't know is how I watch it.
Okay, we back.
Hey guys. This
Hey,
is
guys.
very professional.
So we might have a lot of reconnection happening through here.
We also want to, at the end of this, when we're done with the story, we're going to answer any questions you have, respond to any comments, live on the air.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Great.
What's next on the outline, Allie?
Oh, the outline. I love outlines. Well, we did our welcome.
Check.
So we wanted to, if you tuned in last week or listened to the pod, you will know that we had a little bit of a naming competition of the strip club that all the gals were going to watch, who we now know is Draco Strip, for his like final performance. So we were talking about what would be a strip club you would find in like Hogwarts or like a magical, not even just Hogwarts, but like a magical strip club.
I like to think it's on Nocturne Alley next to the
Oh, for sure.
the dark arts
Yes,
store.
Definitely.
So we had some awesome submissions. And Danny, you can tell us about what you decided to do with these submissions. Because
Which was
Danny,
a surprise to us
Yes.
like 10 minutes ago.
Danny is officially the craftiest one out of all of us, and we love you for this.
These are also crocheted, like that sign. I'm just keeping FedEx in business.
You are.
FedEx office.
You spent more money on FedExing in like the last like week than we have on this entire
I'm just glad you're officially part of the podcast. So spend all your money on a hobby that makes $0.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's okay, they're not laminated yet. So,
Yet.
what I did was, those people that submitted ideas, I turned into logos for the what would be on the sign outside your strip club.
Did I even know, are you a designer?
I got some
Who
design
are
background.
Welcome to the podcast.
I took 4 years of graphic design in high school,
You did.
so it is paying off in dividends. So yeah,
If your teachers could see you now, teachers, are you watching?
I was the only
This
kid
is what he learned.
cut from the freshman volleyball class, from the freshman volleyball team.
It's because you called it a class, not a
Because I
team.
called it class.
They were like,
They heard you say class, and then they're like, we're going to have to nix
I
one.
have to make one cut.
Go take design, nerd.
Oh, so you were like,
I love it.
It paid off though.
So Danny has showed us only one just to give us a flavor of what was coming, but we have no idea what else you've cooked up.
Yeah. So I'm very excited. And if you have an idea and you want to submit it, I will waste my valuable time making one for you. And we'll post these later.
Oh my
we're
God,
just
I
here to
love
waste
it.
our time for you.
Absolutely.
Okay. So this first one was submitted by Kalani, and this is I feel like Jimmy Fallon. Kalani. So the first one we've got an oldie but a goodie, the Hungarian horntail.
It's beautiful.
And
Wow.
instead of breathing fire, this horntail is throwing roses on stage. So,
Oh my God.
That
Wait,
is
did
so
you add that
thoughtful.
detail?
yeah.
Of course, it was like this whole
Obviously.
thing.
I know, but I didn't
think
know
this
if like
existed?
Kalani gave like visual guidance
no.
to. Okay. This is
I
incredible.
could tell that's what she meant, though. So, and the emphasis on the horn, knee part.
And if anyone's tuning in on the podcast, then we are going to post this on our social media.
Yeah.
For
Oh,
sure.
right.
Yeah.
Because these are incredible.
Yes. So check it out on Facebook, Instagram, Flickr. Ask Jeeves, etc.
Weird. I was just thinking about Ask Jeeves today. Why? Weird.
Really?
Yes.
What happened? Is that still
What
around?
happened? Where did I just see Ask Jeeves?
It's like when you're
Isn't it
100.
just
Oh,
Ask?
it was in an episode of Parks and Rec.
I thought Ask Jeeves is now just Ask. Is that?
I think it's just bankrupt, probably.
Or
Yeah.
that's
I
more
think it's
likely.
like, think of it in your brain.
Yeah. This one was submitted by Saren L. Butterboobs.
Wait, how did I miss that one?
We've got Butterboobs.
Oh,
It's like
my
I like to
God.
think it's like a Hooters concept where there's food and drink
Like
and,
wings.
Right, and
and-
stripping.
and stripping witches.
Oh, that is Butterboobs is the
That would be like
Hooters of the Wizarding
Hooters
World.
equivalent.
Wow.
We got a Butterboobs. Next up, we have. There's only 12.
Eat, drink, and get naked.
So-
Do they wear nylons in that one as well?
Definitely.
Thank God.
So this one was submitted by. This is a two-parter. We've got Hit It and Quidditch. So.
Danny, your graphic design work is so beautiful.
Thank
It's
you.
Unbelievable.
So I,
oh my gosh.
We've got this lady of the Forbidden Forest wandering near the Quidditch hoops, and Sam's idea was that there could be flying dildos everywhere, like the Room of Keys and
in like Chamber of Secrets.
Or like the little
Chamber.
the snitch.
like the snitches. Yep,
That could be a.
right.
I also think editors note these could be testicles.
Oh,
Oh
And
yeah.
that could be a.
not just could be.
Ours.
Is. You got it.
Testicles.
Hit it and
You've
Quidditch.
got a dirty mind.
I also
start
like
a dirty podcast.
I also like how you said she's coming out of the Lady of the Forbidden Forest, which is also a great name.
She's
Wow.
Lady of the
Yeah.
Forbidden Forest.
I like that.
Let's
If
sing
you
the
like
Forbidden
it,
of the night.
Steal that idea, post that idea, and I'll
we'll
make
give
one.
you the credit.
This next one we've got
Oh,
Sandy C submitted Whipping Wizards.
Oh,
So a little
like an
S&M-y.
S&M situation.
oh my
I
God,
like that.
it's so beautiful.
So for the refined taste.
Oh, incredible.
Next
For the
up,
niche, for the niche customer.
right? Claire shared the long one.
I love the
that's
long one.
Fantastic.
So it's not the size; it's how you use it.
It's the length.
It's the
It's all about the
length,
length.
right?
You could have just a big skinny wand wing.
This one I submitted myself
Oh,
because I could.
delightful.
This one is not a pun, but it was too good not to have the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh,
Of course.
absolutely.
Yes.
So
I love
Oh.
the snake wrapped around the finger.
And you see it? Wow. You know what? I think the Chamber of Secrets is almost like the champagne room.
Right.
It's like the room where you go and get the private dance.
Oh yeah.
where you
Oh,
don't tell
you
your
know,
wife.
right.
Yeah.
That's where you pay for a little upgrade.
So
Or that's like the business name that shows up on your credit card statement, like as like a
Yeah.
the library.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go quickly through these last ones. This one is the Sorcerer's Striptease.
Wait, let me see that.
That is
And,
so.
Oh, it's got a hat. Does it have a witch's
She's
hat?
wearing a little witch hat. The sorting hat.
Oh
You're
my
gonna be a
God.
stripper. None of these houses are good for you. You're a stripper.
This is the fifth house.
The fifth house.
Wow.
This one I like for the sweet tooths. Honey Dicks.
The sweet tooth.
We got Honey
That's
Dicks.
great. That's like in the basement of Honeydukes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that could also be like, I don't know, some sort of like lube that you buy, like edible lube or.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So now we've got merch.
If you're
We got
hungry.
merch. We got fake.
We got
strippers. We got merch.
We're gonna start a whole erotic merchandise line.
Next one. This is a bit of a mouthful, but I think
What
it's
she
still
said.
a great stripper name, a strip club name. The Boy Who Stripped.
Yeah.
That was a
Good
different.
boy. Oh my gosh.
Prophecy.
Yep. It's like a different boy and a different like the
That
upside
was
down world.
I think that's what Draco is.
So I was gonna say that was Draco's prophecy.
Right.
I had no idea that was coming.
Okay, last three. If you're listening, you're like, oh god, this is terrible. But that's
Maybe
what you have to
we'll
go
cut it from the
watch.
podcast.
We've
No,
got
this is a lesson.
Oh no.
the Naughty Broomstick.
Yes.
She's,
I
my
love that
gosh,
one.
That's really great.
That could be my favorite, the naughty broomstick.
You can have it. This is
Oh,
for you then,
Thank you.
if you like it.
The word naughty.
Naughty's so good. And I love, how did you find this like stick figure scaling a...
She also has like Playmobil hair, like doll hair. It's like a helmet and like the weirdest ponytail I've ever seen.
Actually, I had a model. I just said, hey, just hold on real tight. Yeah.
Hold on, and can you wear
my
your
God.
ponytail in like a net? It's beautiful. Perfect silhouette.
Perfect. I love the satchel hanging from your head.
This one we've got, instead of buying your books, you buy your naughty books at Flourish and Butts.
I did that one.
That's
I like that one.
you.
Flourish and Butts.
So you can get your Potterotica there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am so excited about this one. This one, so
It's a personal favorite.
Azkaban.
Oh.
And if
It's like a tent.
Wait, is it a
Dementor.
Dementor?
It's so if you know the shape of Azkaban, you'll know that it is this open triangle shape.
This is beautiful work.
This is so good.
So this was my pièce de résistance, ma fleur de la croix. Is Azkaban's.
Oh my God, it is so
fantastic.
So good.
And everyone on Facebook, vote for your favorite.
Vote for your favorite, and we'll probably turn them into merch.
Yeah.
You could drink an Azkaban's
Hey,
mug.
did somebody say merch? Because this is for sale
What?
at
PodEroticaPodcast.com. Just go to our shop section.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This Azkaban's one is just so good. I just want to re-acknowledge how hilarious it is.
by our powers combined, guys.
Oh
We've
my
really
God,
done
it's
this.
beautiful.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Nice. So,
Danny,
thank you.
great.
Wonderful. Okay,
Love
what's
it.
Next?
What is next on the docket? So, intros.
Oh, I think I can pull up my the. Okay.
Intros.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do fake intros. If you tuned in last week, you know that I write fake podcast intros to make them cold read live, so they've never read them before, and we'll play the music, and it's just a fun game because I'm tormenting them.
Yeah, fun. Yeah.
It's so fun. Where it turns out Danny
Wait, you're
ends
gonna
up
pull
being
it.
the butt of the joke.
You gotta pull up the
Yes.
Text.
we need text.
And you got the music.
I got the music ready.
Okay.
You are number one.
And remember,
okay.
use your best, most professional voice.
Yes.
A British voice?
No,
Oh,
no
not-
characters.
oh,
Mom.
Mom.
Oh wait, I apologize for screaming. I'm like sort of sorry and sort of proud.
Don't be sorry.
How many
It was
times I
great.
screamed, "Girls' night!" And I'll probably do it again. And I just did it. So.
I loved it.
It's my alarm clock. I wake up to that now.
Like when I text you, that's what you have.
Wake up in a cold sweat.
It's true. There's drunk girls outside my window. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Episode intro 1. Imagine a world where your favorite Harry Potter characters got sexed up.
And 3 nobodies bought microphones to discuss it.
And then put it on the internet for the world and their parents to see.
I'd listen to that. I'm Lindsay Rush.
I'm Allie Lefevre.
And I'm horny. And this is the Potterotica Podcast.
Yay! Wow, that was really
Truth?
good, you guys.
Tell her.
I just assumed.
And I'm horny.
And I'm horny.
We're like, I'm Lindsay. I'm Allie.
I'm Allie.
And I'm horny.
That's the eighth dwarf.
We figured you've said it so many times. We might...
Easy, dopey, horny.
And horny.
Okay, let's do number 2.
Okay.
Sex.
Intrigue.
Harry Potter characters put in erotic situations now that they're adults.
That should be a podcast.
I'm Lindsay Rush.
I'm Allie Lefevre.
And I'm Dick Penis. And this is the Potterotica Podcast.
Yes, well, he said Dick McPenis was his name.
That's me. Terrible.
Oh man. Okay, last one.
Okay. Okay. Ready?
Yeah. I love Harry Potter books, but something is missing.
Is it sex?
I'm Lindsay Rush.
I'm Allie Lefevre.
And I'm Rocky Boner, and this is the Potterotica Podcast. And we are 3 14-year-old boys.
Rocky Balboner. It was between. I also was gonna say Tommy Salami. What was my other one? Oh, Squirt Reynolds.
Squirt Reynolds.
But
But then Rocky Balboner was just
Rocky Balboner
my
was
favorite.
fantastic.
Rocky Balboner.
Tommy Salami. Hey, oh.
Well, it's a good thing we've got a third live next week.
Oh,
Right,
gosh.
so-
Tommy Salami coming at you. So good. Okay, then a little recap of last week.
Whoa, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry,
you're
guys.
fine. No worries. It's just live.
We're,
guys.
it's hard to see the comments, and so we have it live next to us so that we can see better.
So if they're
Whoa,
staring at their
who's-
phones, they're
Who
not
is
texting.
Gabe Gladstone? What a fantastic name.
Yeah,
Oh, that is a good name.
yeah. He that's his birth name.
Gabe
Wow.
Gladstone?
It's great.
I like that.
It's a really good name.
I feel like you have a firm handshake.
Very firm.
The name's
That's
Gabe.
what everyone
The
says
name's
about
Gladstone. But Allie and I were at a new...
attorney.
Oh my God.
It's Bob.
He needs a billboard. That's what that guy needs.
Yeah.
Gabe, you need a billboard.
Allie and I were at an opening of a new Whole Foods in our neighborhood, and Gabe Gladstone voice reminded me the like audio thing that says like, you know, what was it?
Like lane 1. Register 1 is
open.
free.
It was like register 5. Like it was like very
It was
intense.
like movie like previews.
Right.
It was
in
like,
a world.
in a world where register 3 is closed, register 9 and
It was-
11
and no
are
one-
available for
No one else was laughing, and Allie and I were doing this exact bit with our register.
And he was like, ha 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 ha.
Hi. Here's your free bag.
Here's your free bag. Please go. Move
Get out.
on. We have a busy day ahead of us. Okay.
I was gonna say Gabe Gladstone and Stephanie Stratos.
Yes.
We've got the alliterations today.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Please don't comment unless you have an alliteration.
Please, just stop.
Don't just
Keep it
leave.
going.
Leave right now.
No, don't stay.
Azkabuns. Okay, so let's recap what happened last week. Who remembers?
So basically, the girls are all getting together for a sexy night out, and they roll up to a strip club in Muggle, London. And
Called. Do they say what it's called?
The Knights.
oh, Forbidden Nights.
Forbidden Nights.
Forbidden Nights.
Mm-hmm.
And they roll up to Forbidden Nights. They get a table close to the stage. They're having fun, little like sexy dancing with the other strippers, and then comes out for his last final performance.
For his one-on-one performance.
one-on-one
though, because they
performance.
got a lap dance for Hermione.
Yeah, Luke the Magician, aka Draco Malfoy. Bum, bum, bum.
He who has been supporting himself for the last 5 years as a stripper, because once his parents were put probably in Azkabuns, they
Preferably.
he hasn't had access to the money. But this is it. He's getting the cash.
Oh yeah.
So last
the last-
dance.
You guys, we have to. This story is fantastic, and we need to give credit to the person who wrote it. Remember who
Absolutely.
gave us? It's Fate's Fire.
Oh
Right?
yes.
Fate's Fire. Thank you for letting us read this. This is the most fun premise, and kudos to you.
It's great. We found Fate's Fire on a fan fiction site, which we now have memberships to.
Right, we're
Never
now
thought I would say that out loud.
Pros.
We're pros. And awesome. This is such a great story. I'm so glad we could read it too,
I
because
know.
we're like, oh, gotta read
I know it was too
read
short for season 2, but then perfect for this.
Yes. So yay.
Okay.
And then I feel before we start though, I feel like we gotta play the music that
Oh,
to
right.
really kick off.
Right. I've got it right here, actually. Or do I?
Oh, do I?
Yep, here it is.
That's also your ringtone.
Yeah, this one's my ringtone.
I think this was my ringtone at some point.
You probably was, not you. Oh.
Turn it way up. We're getting tips.
I would put like dollar bills down here.
Galleons over here. in the
Galleons.
yellow.
Well, we just lost like 17 viewers.
And that we should probably wrap things up.
We got
later.
recorded.
And we're gonna. Okay.
Okay.
Allie's gonna read again because we just like when Allie reads.
Okay, I'm ready to do this. So, chapter 2, Luke the Magician. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
He removed it while tossing it aside towards his robe, slowly working his way closer to the girl trapped in the box, while performing moves that pleased the crowd and teased her from afar.
Time out. Neither of them have recognized one another.
No,
right?
oh, that's right. That's
That's
important.
important.
And what did he just remove?
He re-
Pants? Clothes?
His shirt.
Everything?
His shirt.
His shirt.
Okay, great.
Yeah, he waved his wand over his body and his shirt came apart. That was like the end. That was the last sentence, which is like Danny's like hopeful superpower.
if I could wish for one thing.
It was like teleporting and like time travel. I want my clothes to just rip off at a drop of a hat. So yeah, they're dancing on stage. She doesn't know it's him because he's got a mask on. He doesn't know it's her because she looks all sexified. So, and now they're on stage for the sexy dance. He continued to dance, expertly pumping his hips to the crowd like he was fucking.
Broadcast interrupted.
Broadcast back. Broadcast back. Okay, I'm going to read that again. He continued to dance, expertly pumping his hips to the crowd like he was fucking each and every one of them, as he took his time looking from woman to woman while Hermione anxiously watched him grow closer. The movement of his body was turning her on like nothing had before. None of the previous dancers, no matter how attractive, had the rhythm and grace of movement that he did. It was obvious that this man... It was obvious this was a man that knew how to handle himself in the sack.
The sack. That's
I'm like
great.
Ron.
Dead fish, but you guys.
Or Snape from last season.
Oh God.
You know how to do it.
He did. Hermione, tell me another story about your womanhood.
I will have nightmares about your Snape voice. But actually, it's pretty good, isn't it?
you.
Yes. Yeah. Really good.
Hermione. I feel like
Don't push it.
Okay, I feel like I'm going to practice at her. His blonde hair was in a sexy disarray while he moved, and despite all the sexy things he did with his body, she was focused on that, wanting to run her fingers through the silky blonde locks. And the music paused again when he looked back at her wiggling body, watching him...
Why is she wiggling? She dancing or like quivering and...
Quivering.
I got the magic stick!
He looks back at the wiggling body. I was like, are you having a seizure?
It's like, I think someone turned off the strobe light.
Does she have medicine?
Looked back at her wiggling body, watching him with lust as he stroked his magic wand. He threw a smirk at her before flipping backwards and landing in front of her on his knees, grinding the floor forwards and backwards. Oh, wow.
So wait, she's sitting on a chair and he's on his knees in front of her?
He just did a backflip to his knees. That's really sexy.
But so he's... that you should not have that as your, like...
Taking notes.
Matt Lefevre, can you do a backflip? But, like, she's on a chair and he does a backflip and then he's on his knees and his head's, like, at her crotch.
Yeah.
Cool. Just trying to visualize.
Wow.
Yeah. With that, the music started to shift as he ripped his pants away from his body.
Chairways!
The crowd screamed loudly as he tore them away while continuing to move in pace with the music. His tight boxer brief showcased his glorious ass to the crowd as he pressed his hand down the front of his body, rubbing his hard member as an offering to the girl in front of him.
This is my religious off. This is on the altar of Hermione's lap. This is my hard member.
Here is my member.
Hermione squirmed, his stormy gray eyes piercing through her momentarily. Colorful bills were raining down as he slowly stood, sauntering towards the magic box to the new beat. Another song she recognized, albeit a bit older, also remixed and altered for his performance.
Wait,
do we know what this was?
Is he still in a mask?
Yeah.
Okay, but she's not. He just doesn't recognize her because she...
What song do we think this was?
Oh, it doesn't say?
It doesn't say. I think
a remix.
I think it's like Go Shorty, it's your birthday.
That seems like a strip club song.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still like the idea that it's a remix theme song from Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I know this. And then she says, like, girls' night!
And then it cuts. He moved close to her body, not touching yet, just moving himself up and down in front of her while his hands gripped the sides of the box.
The box?
So she's
I think
like
she's
strapped.
locked up.
She's like locked to a box.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Locked to a box.
She's like a magician's assistant.
Yeah.
Is that it? Because he's the magician.
I'm picturing it like one of those like long benches that she's strapped to. Not like a box that you saw in half, right?
She's not laying down. I think she's sitting. A box? Is like a box seat? You know,
Well,
like
yeah.
the box, like
At a
in
Cubs
the
game.
balcony.
We'll diagram
Theater.
this. We'll diagram this for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. He jumped up, grabbing what looked like a pull-up bar protruding from above the box, hauling his body up so that his groin was directly in front of her face. His legs used the box for purchase while he grinded his crotch in front of her. She stared at the delicious bulge intently, unable to stop herself from licking her lips at the sight of it.
The delicious bulge.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
And a delicious box. That
Yeah.
should be like...
It's like you walk into the club and depending on what your preference is, you just go to the left or the right. Bye guys, I'm off to Shark Tank.
See you later, guys.
Gotta go make $1 million.
Cash is cow. Okay. He was huge, thick, and hard, the outline perfectly visible through the material of his shorts. Hermione struggled in her bindings. The lyrics of the song were more true than she cared to admit, and part of her wondered if she could really see the need, if he could really see the need in her face as the ache between her legs grew stronger. With that, he jumped down, crouched in front of her, wrapping her long legs around his shoulders, his face practically buried in the center while he lifted her. One hand reached up between her arms and released the middle of the shackles, freeing her from the box, but not the wrist binds. Danny, is this accurate? Is this how it works?
Yes. Oh, it's a classic wrist bind tearaway
Box situation.
trap.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So she's released from the box. So I picture now she's sort of like standing on stage or something, but her wrists are still bound.
Quivering
Just
with
wiggling.
sex. She is just
Wiggling.
full of it.
Because of his tight magic
Go,
bulge.
Yes.
shorty. It's your birthday.
This, like, his seeker workouts must have been great. Like, to have this body and...
But to be able to do a backflip down, well, I guess, remember, he's been stripping for 5 years.
Oh, you guys, like, he's really upped his own game.
You better be good at that point.
Right.
He inhaled shamelessly, knowing the music was too loud for her to notice. The scent of her arousal was intoxicating.
Okay, that is so gross.
He, like, smelled her?
Yes.
Okay.
The scent of her arousal.
He wasn't just, like,
Ooh.
taking a deep
What does
breath because
arousal
he just did a
smell like?
backflip.
I don't think so.
Right, okay.
Be like panting.
I'd be vomiting in the corner
Luke.
so often.
Luke, you're fired.
Luke, get your shit together. You're
I didn't mean
mid-performance
to
right
do a
now.
backflip.
The scent of her arousal was intoxicating. His face filled between her thighs was hot and musky. Oh, I hate it. Why? This is the second author that used musky
Well, it's like
to
we
describe.
don't. I guess maybe this is sexy to people, is wanting to, like, all the senses, like, want to be describe the.
But do
Especially in the
you,
wizarding
I
world with like,
never.
potions and
Right.
that's probably what they're attuned to.
But I don't want to be described as musky.
I think everyone.
Well, you would
sort
be
of-
a terrible
everyone's
witch.
sort of- Well then, fuck.
Oh. He was inches away from what he knew was a warm, wet, delicious cavity that was just aching to be filled from the look of need bubbling in her tense body. He hadn't been this turned down in quite a long while, and rarely ever was attracted to his assistants, who were typically bored housewives or ladies out of their hen for the night, whose friends paid an exorbitant amount of money for the experience. He turned her body around before lying her on the ground, with her legs facing away from the crowd, so that they wouldn't get a glimpse of what was under her dress. Her legs still pushed up over his shoulders, while he pushed them up higher, grinding against her middle as the song played on.
Wait, her legs are above his shoulders.
Yeah.
And he's grinding. Oh, he's grinding. I was thinking. Never mind. Got it.
I like that it was like, oh, so the audience wouldn't see what's her
Coming.
under what
Oh,
she was wearing
gotcha.
underwear
She's
wise.
back
So
to
is
them.
she,
she's a
Her back
lady.
is to them.
is she face up or face down right now? got
I
so
still
caught.
picture that she's on a chair. He's in front of her. Her legs are over his shoulders, and the audience is behind her. Right?
Oh, I'm picturing that his back is to the audience and she's facing the audience.
I think I thought that it was saying that like they wanted him to, but I guess he would still be blocking the audience from seeing
Yeah.
what he was saying.
Right. I'm still focused that word cavity, so I'm catching up for sure.
It's like I'm lost on musky, lost on cavity.
Yeah, musky and cavity through, yeah. Okay.
You just turn your phone on.
Right. I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay. Burn it to the
I'm
ground.
done.
We
Right.
just slowly just shut the computer.
Just get me out of here. Grinding against her middle as the song played on, he reached up to her legs, splitting them open into a wide V expertly in what was obviously a practice move, fighting the urge to look down on what she was wearing beneath her dress. Hermione no longer bothered trying to push down the wanton need that was surging through her body.
That's why she's wiggling.
Her face was heated in an uncomfortable flush, while he pushed his hard body against her widespread legs. He was certain to feel the dampness between them in his compromised position, but she really couldn't bring herself to care. She'd almost forgotten the crowd until the screaming and wailing started up again. Timing is impeccable.
Wait, you guys, I just want to talk about the idea that, like, imagine having this experience with someone you went to high school with and both of you not knowing. Like, I would have to jump off a bridge afterwards.
There is no one from high school I'd want to have this experience with. No one. Sorry, high school boyfriend. No one.
Well, when she
I think
realizes...
two guys I would have. Go Armstrong Falcons.
Go Ramblers.
But still to, like, suddenly realize that, like, you're both, like, who's more embarrassed in this situation?
I've been on the bus with people I went to high school with and have avoided eye contact. Like, I've, like, gone under my
like
seat.
Chicago bus.
Like, let alone stripping on them.
Right.
So...
Yeah.
Also, this author also used wanton.
I was thinking that too.
So
there must be some common words used in the fanfic erotic community.
I need to hear it a third time before it really clicks for me.
Wantonly.
Don't say it in the same place.
Wantonly, Miss Granger.
If Snape makes an appearance in this, I'll be so happy.
God, I hope he just...
He's like a club owner,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my God, I would kill for him to come in through the back.
That's what she said.
Miss Granger, please step off the stage. 10 points from Slytherin.
You are a woman and you are
and then
meant
he
to
just
be
takes her to the
worshipped.
bathrooms. He's like, I know that you
He's
like
like,
it.
throw some towels down and let's get this party started. All right. She'd almost forgotten the crowd until the screaming and wailing started up again as he flipped their bodies so that she was straddling his hips. His hands grabbed the bind holding her wrists together, placing her hands on his chest and encouraging her to stroke the tight ripples of lean muscle. Her hands hungrily grabbed at the slick flesh. His lean body was glistening with a sheen of perspiration that she was tempted to lean down and lick. From the crowd, she could faintly hear Angelina yelling, "Go for it!" while the other women wailed and cheered her on. He was
She could faintly hear Lindsay Rush
Go ahead. And then Lindsay Rush appeared and was like, "Get this broad out of here." He was essentially fucking her from below, with the thin layers of clothes between them, not doing much to mask her arousal.
From below, what are the other options? What does that mean?
From
above.
From below, like he's like, that'd be a hard angle. What do you mean from below?
So maybe she's on top. So he's so like cowgirl. Hey yo.
Riding the broom.
You all may
the
know
Nimbus
it.
2000.
You may all know it better
I
as
just have never heard it said like fucking her from below.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's usually like from the perspective of you're either like she's on top, you're never like, well, so we were having sex and he was below. Like, that's
you should add that to your repertoire. Can you totally like get below me?
Like how do you like it? Do you like it below? What does that mean?
Yeah, below. I love to be.
Below's my favorite position. Like, it's just the inverse. It's a weird thing to say.
Look, I love when a guy goes below. Oh my God.
So there we were. He was fucking me from below. I was just like under submerged. Were you in a submarine?
I'm also known as the submarine.
I just named it.
The sub.
He was essentially fucking her from below, with the thin layers of clothes between them, not doing much to mask her arousal. He could feel her grow wet between her legs. He watched her as her teeth bit down on her lower lip in concentration while she memorized the curves of his body as he pumped from beneath her. It was that unconscious movement in her face that suddenly flooded his eyes with recognition. Yikes! As it was one he'd seen from afar countless times as he watched her study in the Hogwarts library. Suddenly he had a vision of her with a big bushy head of curls haloed around her face and a quill hanging between her lips. Hermione Granger? This was too fucking good to be true.
Like, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Wait, says it?
No, I think he's thinking this. This is an inner dialogue. Hermione Granger? This was too fucking good to be true.
We were saying last time, like, he couldn't recognize her unless she, like, had a book. So he's like, oh, with the quill.
With the quill, yeah, the quill.
She used to be thinking hard.
Feels like such a like male thing to be like, oh, I didn't recognize you without the one way I thought of you. Oh, can you put a book? Can you hold a book? Now I recognize
There
you.
we go.
There.
This one time I ran into a former coworker at the bar, and I had just been with him earlier that day. And at the bar, I had on a hat and a pair of fingerless gloves, and I was waving to him across the bar like, hey, hey, hey. And he's like, I don't know who you are. He's like, I'm a date. And I go, and I'm mouthing, it's Allie. And he's like, don't recognize you. And he's like, so I flag him over. He walks up to me, completely up to me, looks me in the face. He's like, I don't know you. I go, what do you mean you don't know me? It's Allie. And he goes, I take off my hat, not a ski mask, a hat. And he goes, oh, Allie.
I take off my horse head and suddenly.
I was like, how did you not recognize
You know what that
me?
is? That's like the premise of She's All That. When she like takes off her glasses and paint overalls, and suddenly he's like, "No, who is that? That's the same dork you ran over the other day. What? I'll take her to the prom." 10-second movie reviews by Lindsay. But like, there was like, what? Oh, that's
Again,
crazy.
we only know things from like circa 2002 and earlier, so perfect reference.
My friend Annie just said, "This is giving me so many tips on getting some dudes. No more quills at the bar, Annie." Guys are
Done,
not
Annie.
into that. Well, you can have quills at the bar, just not at the strip club.
Not the strip club.
Unless
totally
you
different.
always have quills at the bar, in which case keep it going so you don't get misrecognized.
So the same guys know, like, that's the quill girl.
Yeah, if like if you're known as like the non-quill girl, maybe you need to add quill
Right.
to
I
your
think I said Quinn just a second.
Quinn.
Quill.
Quinn and quill. He
So it
grabbed
clicks. It clicks for him.
clicks. Now he gets it. He grabbed the binding between her hands quickly, stretching her over his body so that she was laying above him for a brief moment, her soft breasts sliding along his body before flipping them over. He kept her face down, grateful that she had yet recognized him. He perched her up doggy style while he continued to move behind her, remembering the crowd and giving them some of his trademark smirk.
Yes, girls, like, women go to strip clubs to watch a guy's face.
Yeah, that's why. I'm like, I love his facial expressions. It's like,
Oh my gosh, get some money out. He's winking.
No, it doesn't. No. Okay.
No?
giving them some
Change all of your tactics.
Yeah, that's the look.
Oh.
You quivering?
She's wiggling.
Giving them some of his trademark smirk as he moved to get them cheering again. He wrapped her legs around his waist, lifting her body from the floor while he moved his hips in slow circles and lifted his eyebrows seductively at the crowd while they screamed.
So now is he like, is she like spider monkeying him? He's like, her legs are wrapped around.
Doggy style.
Oh, she's behind it.
Yeah.
But he lifted her up, it said.
No, he's behind her.
Oh my god, he's behind her. How does he lifting her? Oh, her legs are back.
Yeah.
That's hard for her.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like
For
a.
everybody, yeah.
But they're standing now?
I think he's holding her.
What
I think
is
he's
sex?
holding.
I'm
so
sorry.
like a
I
virgin.
think I can't hear it and like construct it. Like I have to see
Do
it.
you want me to show you?
Let me hold on. Let me map this out.
Danny, you're grabbing.
I feel like
Yeah.
So her legs are wrapped around him like they're like a fucking ice skating pair. Right?
Yeah.
They're about to,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
He's about to just start spinning.
Like
Okay.
Sergei Bonelli.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is that an ice skater from '98? Because that's the
Yes,
only
it's
from
the only one I can remember.
Mom! No one knows that skater!
her.
Also, he's not the slightest bit embarrassed that he's a stripper.
No.
Doesn't care.
He's good at
Okay,
it.
it's Draco. Draco's gonna like use his confidence to leverage anything over anybody.
Of course I'm a stripper. Mudblood.
Also, this move with one girl is doggy style. If you had two more girls, you think you could do it fluffy style? Where you had a dog? Yeah? Yeah?
That's really great.
We'll practice later. We'll get one more and we'll practice. We'll see if it's possible.
We'll see.
You've been letting that brew for like 3 minutes, haven't you?
You thought about it
Just
like
thinking
an
of
hour
with
ago.
reference and fluffy style. Thanks, guys.
And then someone brings out a flute and ruins everything.
Yeah. Aww.
Aw, man.
Oh, some boner killer.
Someone brought a harp.
Again.
I told you guys, no harps at the bar.
Annie, no quills and no
harps.
harps.
The song played on. He danced and pumped his body over her, behind her, all over. His cock was unbelievably hard as she wiggled beneath him, giving the crowd a good look at the generous package straining through his tight, short briefs. I want a picture with briefs. Okay.
He was in boxer briefs.
Yeah, I guess I... Okay.
What are you
Picture it.
picturing me?
Are you not
I mean,
listening to
me,
you reading?
Allie.
I think I'm only doing one thing at a time.
Yeah.
I'm like reading, but my brain hasn't caught up. My brain.
My brain.
My brain. Take over the world.
Scared.
He reached down and gripped the width of his dick hard, giving it a tug through the material, and watched as the ladies practically came on themselves in the crowd before turning
Wow,
back.
Draco. Because I'm the best stripper in the world.
The best.
Before turning back to the delicious morsel beneath him.
She's just down there, like, I like that it's a private dance that everybody can see.
I love when
Is
a
that how
girl's
it works?
beneath me. I love when a girl's beneath me. Like
From below.
Yeah, from below.
From below.
I like when a girl's from below. Comes from below. Comes at me from the submarine position.
Well, if she's a squirter, like she was last time, she'll come at him from below.
I'm sure she is. Wantonly.
Oh.
We've already brought back some retro words. This was his favorite part of the song. He reached his hand around her waist, pulling her ass up towards him, watching the way her cheeks spread underneath the thin material of the dress. He was tempted to grab a hold of her and squeeze, but it was against the rules. Oh, that's against the rules? I'm pretty...
Feel free to, like, flip her around and, break her legs, but don't touch her butt.
Don't squeeze her cheeks.
Snape's like the bodyguard in the car that's like, da! Cheeks, don't.
2 points from Luke.
Cheeks, Mr. Malfoy. And even though it was his last day, he really wanted to finish the show and try to get the former Gryffindor back to his loft after. Oh, a little foreshadowing.
Oh, so okay.
Well, with that, he slowly pulled on the zipper of her dress, tracing the skin beneath his fingers as he slowly dragged it down to her waist.
He's undressing her?
Wait.
She's not the stripper?
So wait, you can strip her on stage in front of everyone, but you can't grab her ass through material?
Rules is rules.
Checks out.
It feels like something you'd only find at Azkaban.
Azkaban's no rules.
Before teasingly pulling it back up.
I've just been staring at that's been in my, like...
It's so good. So good.
It's like... Wow.
Before teasingly pulling it back up in a swift movement. Oh, so he, like, pulled it down.
Oh, he was like, psych.
He was like, you like that? Hermione was practically panting with need. She hadn't expected that. She hadn't expected that she'd actually be pretty much fucked on stage. And though,
don't hold back on describing it.
I know. And though she should have been embarrassed, God, I hope my family's not watching this. And though she should have been embarrassed, all she could think about was how horny she was. In fact, if this masked man pulled her panties down on the stage, she would have let him take her right then and there, in front of everyone. As the song ended, he lifted her carefully, smoothing her dress down for her before telling her to take a bow and leading her backstage. His voice was husky and familiar as he led her around a corner. She looked down at her feet as he stood before her half naked. She was nervous and flushed after sharing such a strangely intimate experience with a stranger. He leaned into her close. Did you enjoy yourself, Granger?
Tingles. I'm getting tingled. I tingled. I'm quivering.
I'm wiggling.
I feel like he's like, did you enjoy yourself, Granger? Like real...
Jerky.
Ellie, your Draco voice is the same as your Snape voice. It's just some...
I don't have a wide range.
It's a Slytherin.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah. With that, her head whipped up as she gasped at the familiar seductive smirk. Malfoy? But Luke? For Lucius, he grinned as she reached and pulled the mask up over his eyes and continued to stare at him in shock. Ew, for Lucius. Oh, that's so creepy. Oh, for Lucius. Okay, yes. I was thinking...
he's not saying this was for Lucius.
Yes,
he's
okay.
Luke is short for Lucius.
Yes. Everyone knows Luke is a nickname for Lucius. And continued to stare at him in shock. Feel like coming back to my place and finish what we started, he asked, grinning at her flushed cheeks. Discovering his identity had not diminished her desire. My friends, she said, but Draco quickly called for Fireboy and gave him a quick message for her friends before sending him away and dragging her into his dressing room. Just another stripper.
Oh. Luke, Fireboy, I get it. The gang.
Luke and the gang. Get me out of here, she responded
Wait,
huskily.
she's saying yes?
Hermione's taken quite the turn. Get me out of here, she responded huskily, reaching up for him before realizing that her hands were still shackled together. She looked at him expectantly before he responded. I think we'll leave those on for now, he said before wrapping an arm around her and apparating them back to his place.
Wait, that's the end?
Done. End of chapter 2. Oh my god, I'm left wanting more.
Is he allowed to do magic? I guess when you're over 18, are you allowed to do magic anywhere?
Yeah.
Like,
and
how do his coworkers not know that he's...
Like, hey Luke, your paycheck... Oh, where'd he go?
like everyone, the crowd's in the
Such
middle
a
of the
good
show, they're
magician.
like, woo! And then they're just gone. She went with him. Woo!
Also, it's a special night.
Right, that's like me.
It's girls' night!
Girls' night! It's like on my birthday and I'm just like, bye guys!
This is every one of my high school friends. They just ghost at the bar at some point and like you end up stranded. Like, oh, there goes Hermione again.
Classic. Gets one lap dance and evaporates.
So that's a pretty weak final performance. If that was like his big shebang, he did like one song.
I don't know, it sounded like they were going to need a cleanup group. So it was...
Seriously,
I mean,
so
how
many
long is...
musky situations. I think he chose, like, messing with her over his, like, final performance, which actually is the most selfless thing he's ever done. No,
Aww.
sorry. No, I don't mean it. I don't mean it. I don't mean it, but he did get distracted and didn't have a final performance.
Does he not? Oh, wait, let's just go back for a minute. The fact that he named his stripper name after his father, that feels.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the healthiest thing. I mean, if
Like, would you name your stripper name after your mother? Like a Nance. They call me Nance. For Nance.
That means my stripper name would be Mindy, so no.
Mind.
I mean, Tricky Dick is actually pretty good.
Yeah, so fine.
Tricky Dick, if you're watching,
Yeah.
this is for you.
I'm not gonna. Don't fix what's not broken.
Let's not say that.
By the way, I invited your dad to our Facebook page. I hope you're okay with that.
Please, thank you.
And your grandfather.
And your grandfather.
Everyone.
And everyone in your family.
My lineage. Yeah,
Wow, guys. That's great. This story's so good.
that was so good.
I like that. I like how they operated.
And this isn't even it. They're going home now.
Yeah, but this is a multiple location.
They're going to be like, what have you been doing for the last 5 years? Just kidding. They're not going to have a lot of talk, probably.
God, I want to look ahead so bad, but I'm not. I'm going to control myself.
Sometimes
I know.
I quickly forget that this is the Potterotica podcast, and then when you like swear or like they start having sex, I'm like, oh, this is not
Right, I know.
Harry
Like,
Potter.
it's just like, it's part of the enjoyment for me is just imagining what they're like now that they're adults. Like,
Yeah.
because we love these characters so much. And then suddenly they'd be like, he grinded his crotch. And you're like, oh, this is what we're doing.
I know, but
I'm doing this on purpose.
in my head, there's still the same like extension of characters. Like I haven't.
No, yeah, I'm just
This
saying
still
like,
feels like J.K. Rowling could have.
but that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
I
Or
know.
sexual revolution.
I can't wait till the day
Yes.
comes and J.K. Rowling listens to us or is a guest because it's gonna happen. We can make room.
100%.
Yeah. We just have her hovering right here.
Actually, sorry, JK. There's only 3 of us, so.
So we'll just draw straws.
Yeah.
What do you want for dinner later, Jay? Yeah.
Jay, no one's
Joe.
ready to see you.
Yeah, it's fine. Just later.
Wow, guys. Oh, I do want to say that Stephanie is watching this from work, and she said, "Watching this at work secretly is such a struggle, but worth it."
How
You're
horny
a
are
true-
you
you're
right
a
now,
true- yeah.
Stephanie?
She's just wiggling, and her boss is
Wiggling.
like, "Are you finished with work?" And she's
She's just in her chair.
If you need us to pretend that this is like some training module, we can quickly switch
like,
out.
we need that type of, the button.
Open your Excel spreadsheets.
Like the NCAA button where you can click like "boss is coming" and
Yeah.
it pulls up this. We need one of those. We'll get
Yeah.
one of those.
And it just pulls up like a really dry PowerPoint.
Instead of March Madness, this is Crotch Madness.
Yeah.
So
Right.
your boss
Buns.
will understand.
Buns madness.
Azkabuns. Man, these are so great.
They are.
She wrote, "Oh my God, you have no idea, Steph. You're a true fan. Keep up the good fight. This is worth it."
Yes.
Well, guys, we'll be back next week with the final part 3 of this series. We'll find out if Draco and Hermione get it on. We also should be in 2 weeks. We will have episode 1 of season 2, the podcast. So
Yeah. And so we have another Hermione story.
So if you have friends that haven't listened to season 1 yet, and you want to be on the same page, like a Netflix series,
yeah.
you can start together on season 2. Let them catch up on season 1. There is no plot. There is no plot between 1 and 2.
Pretty much
Yes.
jump in at any point because
Yeah.
we always recap.
Yes.
And yeah.
That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna reach over.
Danny, it's
Again.
all you.
I also have other skills.